Hi, hello, welcome to Sudoku Pro channel. Please join me in solving the puzzle in today's Hindu. An easy level puzzle, a single star puzzle. Let's see how quickly we are able to solve this puzzle. Today I'm going to start with number 3. Let's do the initial scanning of scanning the numbers across the rows and columns. So we have two threes here. So that means these two cells can take a 3. There is already a 3 here. So this cell takes 3. Then coming down to this block, this 3 blocks this cell and this 3 blocks here. And there is a 3 blocking here. So these two cells take 3. So there is a 3 here. So these two threes block these rows, and there is a 3 from here blocking here. So this cell takes a 3. Now going up, this 3 blocks this cells, and here there is a 3. So there is an empty cell here which take 3. So this 3 impacts this 3. It cancels out a 3. This 3 here. So this becomes a 3. Now almost all the blocks have a 3 now. Now let's move on to 4. So there are two 4s here in the top section. That means this row takes 4. There is a 4 down here blocking this cell. So this cell takes 4. Then coming on to this cell, there is a 4 here and a 4 here. That means these two cells take 4. Now this 4 acts as a ghost number and blocks these cells. And we have a 4 blocking here and a 4 in the last row blocking this cell. So there is 4 in these two cells. As I had discussed with you earlier in my earlier videos, marking such small numbers helps us a lot in finding out the number. So let's follow that habit. Fine. Now here, if you see in this block, these these two rows are completely filled up. So the middle 3 cells take 4, 7 and 9. That means here 4 appears in this column and it blocks these two cells. And we have a 4 here and a 4 here. See, you have 4 here. This row blocks here and a 4 here. So this is an empty cell which can take a 4. Fine, now this 4 impacts this 4. It cancels out here and there is a 4 here. Fine. Now let's mark 4 here also. So in these 3 cells, 4 can appear anywhere. This 4 blocks here. So let's mark 4 in the top and bottom cell. Moving on to 5. Moving on to 5. So there is a 5 here and a 5 here, and there is a 5 here. So this cell takes 5. So in this block, these two 5s are blocking these two rows, and there is a 5 here. So these two cells take 5. Coming down here, okay, there are too many empty cells, so leave it. Here, this 5 blocks these two cells, and we have a 5 here blocking these two cells. So these two cells can take 5. Okay, so let's move on to 6, number 6. So there are two 6 here, a 6 here and a 6 here. So automatically this row takes 6. There is a 6 blocking this cell. So these two cells can possibly take 6. Let's mark it. Now here, this 6 blocks this row, and here this 6 blocks here. So this cell can take a 6. So let's erase that 4 and replace it with 6. Now because of the 6, there is only one cell that can take a 4. So this becomes a 4. This 4 impacts this 4. So this cancels out this 4, and this cell takes a 4. Now this block has only two cells, two empty cells, and it takes 7, 9. So that becomes a complementary pair, 7, 9. So it becomes a 7, 9, 7, 9 complementary pair. Fine. Now let's move on to 7. I think 6 is almost done. Is there anything left in 6? Here 6. Yes, here we have a 6. See, this 6 is blocking here, and here we have a 6 and a 6 there. So which blocks these two rows? So this empty cell can take a 6. So now the impact is here. This 6 blocks here, and this 6 blocks here, and we have two empty cells we can take, which can take 6. I believe in marking with small numbers so that it is very easy for us to identify the numbers. So I keep on doing this. Now, okay, 6 is almost done. Now let's move on to 7. Okay, there is only one 7. Fine. Now here, this complementary pair has two 7s in it. So that means this row, this column is blocked by 7. So in this block, we have two empty cells which can take 7. This one and bottom this one. So let's mark with small 7. Fine. Now moving on, 7 is not helping much. Let's move on to 8. Right, there are two 8s here. So it blocks these two columns, and there is 8 down here. So there is an empty cell here which can take 8. Fine. 8, is there 8 anywhere else? Yes, so this 8 blocks this cell and this 8 blocks this cell, and these two cells possibly take 8. So similarly here, this 8 blocks here, and so these two cells can take 8. Okay, now this 8 blocks the cell in this block for 8, and there is a 8 over here which blocks here. That means this cell can take 8. Fine. So because of this cell, this gets cancelled out. So there is only one 8 here. Fine. Now moving on to 9. Or is there any other thing with 8? So this 8 actually blocks this cell, and we have this 8 blocking here. So these two cells can take 8. No, it cannot take 8 because the 8 is here. Okay, now this 8 blocks here, this 8 blocks here, and this cell can take an 8. So let's erase 6 and write 8 there. This 6 automatically becomes a big 6. This is the use of marking it with small numbers, so that immediately we can find out when we find one number, the other number is automatically found out. So this 6 impacts this 6 here, so it cancels out this 6 and there is a big 6 here. So I'm erasing these two small 6 and entering a big 6 here. Fine. So should we move on to 9? Yeah, 9, there is only one 9 here. So this 9 blocks this cell, and you can see there is 9 in this cell. So this column is blocked. So that means this cell takes 9. So let's erase the small 7 and write a big 9 here. So that automatically leaves one cell with 7. So this becomes a big 7. This becomes big 7. And this block has only one empty cell left, which will take 1, obviously. So this becomes 1. And interestingly, that leaves this column with only one empty cell, and that would be, missing number would be 2. So let's write 2 here. Fine. Now, is there any impact of 2? 2, there is a 2 here. Okay, 2, 2, fine, 2, 2. Fine. Presence of 2 is not helping much. Okay, fine. So let's move on. Fine. Now this row has only 2 empty cells. So the missing numbers are 1 and 2. 1 and 2. There's already a 2 here, so this cell can take only 1. So this becomes a 1, and this becomes a 2. So now this row is completely filled up. This row is completely filled up, which is going to help us a lot Friends, you need to listen to me here carefully. I'm going to share with you a very interesting thing which you can often use it in Sudoku to solve it quickly. Now, if you take these empty cells, the numbers which are supposed to be in these 6 cells occupy these 6 cells, right? The numbers here like 9, 3, 1, 5, 8, 7 are the numbers which actually technically occupy these 6 cells. Now, leaving out this number 3838, right? The balance numbers 9, 1, 5 and 7. Let me write it down. Please listen carefully here. We have numbers 9, 1, 5 and 7. How did I get this number? Yes, these are the numbers in these 6 cells. These 6 cells, let me mark it. So these 6 cells are the numbers which will take position in these 6 cells. Okay, exactly. They come exactly here. If you analyze, you can see that's how the positions are kept. Now, we already have a 3, 8 here. The balance numbers are 9, 1, 5 and 7. So this 9, 1, 5 and 7 are going to occupy these 4 cells. So let's see how to place this 9, 1, 5 and 7. So already you can see there is a 9, 1 here. So that means these 2 cells can take 5, 7. You have a 5 here. That means this cell takes 7. Before that, let me erase this. Okay. This takes a 7 and this becomes a 5. Big 5. This becomes a 5. Now we have balance. So out of this 9, 1, 5, 7, we have positioned 5 and 7. We have to position 9, 1 in these 2 cells. So if you see there is already a 1 here, that means here you cannot place 1, this will take 9. And obviously this cell will become 1. So in one go, we have actually found out the numbers from these 3 cells and placed it here, right? So similarly, before going to next step, let's erase this. Fine. Now we have 2 empty cells here. So you can apply the same technique. Now these 6 cells, the numbers in these 6 cells are going to be the numbers in these 6 cells. So we already have 6 numbers present here, 4, 8, 7 and 6. So you cancel out all those 4, 8, 7, 6 and balance you have 5 and 2. Let me write down the numbers here. We have balanced numbers 5 and 2, right? So 5 and 2 has to come in. You already have 5 here and a 2 here. So that means this cell takes a 5 and this cell takes a 2. Fine. So let me write 5 here and a 2. Hope you appreciate this technique. So this is, instead of going across scanning cell by cell, we are able to just complete the blocks in one go. Now let us see the impact of this number. So this 5 actually cancels out the 5 here. So let's erase this 5 and this becomes a big 5. So there is a 5 here. Now again you can find out a thing here. So out of the 6 cell, only 1 cell is missing, which you can pick up from these 6 cells. So 1 is the one number which has not got any position here. So let's place 1 here. Hope you are able to follow me here. This is not a big thing. You can actually even cross check. There is a 1 here and a 1 there. So this 1 actually blocks this cell. So automatically this cell takes a 1, right? So this is also another way of looking at it. Now this entire block has only 2 empty cells, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9. 7 and 9. So already you have a 7 here. So this cell takes a 9. This cell takes a 9 and this cell takes a 7. Sorry. This cell takes a 7. Right. Fine. So we have completed this block also. Let's move on. So if you see in this row, there is only one empty cell. Now in this entire row, you have one complementary pair and one empty cell, which means that this empty cell will also be a complementary pair only, 7, 9. So let's fill this with 7, 9. So meanwhile, let's see what are the missing numbers here. So missing numbers are here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8 and 9 are the missing numbers. You already have a 7 and 9 here in the cell. So this becomes an 8. So I'm going to erase the small 8 and write a big 8. And I'm erasing this 8 also. So now again in this row, there is one complementary pair and another one empty cell. So this becomes a complementary pair automatically. Now you can see this column which has only one empty cell, which will be 1, 2. 2 is the missing number. So let's fill that. Now moving on, which one should we handle now? Okay, let's take this column. There are only 2 empty cells here. So the missing number is 1. 1 is missing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is missing. 1 and 9 are missing. So there is no way to find out that. So let's keep it as a complementary pair. 1 and a 9 are complementary pair here. So that leaves this block with only one empty cell. So the missing number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 is missing. Let's write 7. So before writing 7, you need to cross check whether there are any other 7 available so that you avoid any silly mistakes or any error from your part. So that's always important. Now if you see, that leaves this row with only 2 empty cells, which are the missing numbers are 1 is missing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Again 1, 9. I think we are getting a 1, 9, 1, 9 pair once again. Right, but here you can see there is a 9 already here. So this cell will take a 1. This cell will take 1, and so this cell will take 9. Very good. Very good. So we are smoothly we are able to finish off everything. Now that leaves with 2 empty cells in this column, and the missing numbers are 1, no, 1 is not missing, 2 is missing, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is not there. So 2 and 7 are missing. If you see this row, 2 is already there. So now let's write 7 here. So this cell takes 7 and this cell takes a 2. And that means here there's only one empty cell in this entire block, and the missing number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is missing. So before writing 9, we should actually cross check whether 9 is there in any of this, in any of the cells in this column. No, 9 is not there. So you cross check, there is a 1, 9 in this middle column, a 9 in the right, and a 9 in the left. Okay, so that's the way to cross check time to time. Now take this column. Here in this column we have one complementary pair and a one empty cell. So that means this cell takes a complementary pair 7 9 automatically. Now interestingly, there is a 9 here and a complementary 9. So time to crack all the complementary pairs. So because of this 9, this becomes 1. So we erase out, no, sorry. So this is a mistake we always do. We have to erase 9. And so this becomes 1, right? This becomes 1. This 1 cancels out 1 here. So this becomes 9. Because of this 9, it cancels out the 9 here. So it becomes 7. So come down here. So this 7 9 becomes 9. Cancel out 7 here. No, sorry, 9. Fine, I have done a mistake here. There is a 7 9 pair here. And we already had a okay. There is a problem here. This cell cannot take 7 because the missing number was not 7 9. The missing number was 1 here, right? I'm very sorry for this mistake. So this happens when we again and again see the numbers. When you cross check this column again, the missing number is not a 7 9 pair, it is a number 1, right? So let me write 1 here. So because of this 9 gets cancelled out and we get a 7 here. And automatically this 7 gets cancelled out and it becomes a 9, and this 9 cancels out 9 here, becomes 7, and this 7 cancels out 7 here, this becomes a 9. So we have cracked out all the complementary pairs and we are left with just 2 empty cells, which is very easy to fill with. Now the missing number in this cell is 1 2 3 4 5 6. It is 7. 7 is missing here. So let's fill it with 7, and there is only one empty cell in this block, which is 8. Let's fill this with 8. So friends, we have solved this puzzle now. Hope it was easy for you, and I hope you have learned something in this video. Thank you for watching. So this is the solution for the puzzle. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe. If you have a friend who's a passionate Sudoku puzzle solver, please share this video with them. Thank you so much.